Endra Mampani Mahama eko poku ase ekwan ne so ofanko Nsawam kwan no ekoye inspection na okoye inspection no ewie no odinsem bi eto abonten na wei ama mehu adwempo a ekwan no egyaye no nti ana adwene ana etachiri nti ekwan no egyaye na akufo ado aban na ye se obeye saa kwan no eye ofanko to Nsawam road no obeye na saa road no eye 33 kilometers na eye dual carriage road e ka say dual carriage na wepo ahano eye num ahano ye num ntuka bomu a 10 na akufo ado aban no eye so obeye na ode sika oye so obeye no eye $346.4 million na oye se odebeye saa kwan no saa kwan ne wo interchanges beye se enan osamiensa wo so ansa na wadu Nsawam mekai Honorable Clement Wilkinson MC wa masaman eko a omo akon ye wo saa kwan no so ne court edi omo koye no ne ade na nya asam ketwa nanka ese October last year ene kwan no etimi wi but eniema bi delay adwuma no wo kwan no so ebi ye court cases ebi ye say ECG4 pylons no ye ECG post akese a esisi kwan no so a ede high tension no etwam no na ese ECG4 eyi ni si bi fufuro ni nyina delay process no ema adwuma no entimi ankoso se dia ese echo 2024 Ghana for koto aba NPP entimi anwini nti NPP efi aban mu ema NDC ebae NDC ba aban mu no January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Na ekwan no obi enko ho. Enti ensuo to a cars entimi nko ekwan du ba bi a etimi si car entimi nko car entimi ma. Etimi edu ba bi a na cars no bi asese because ekwan no very bad. Nkrofo cars essay okabi bibi aban ntie. Enti on the 17th of last month, and a GPRT for years say, I'm them a strike, no my demonstration or kindness because the rate at which cars say any individual's cars say or kindness no. Into amone other driver unions say, strike, sit down strike, or Caribbean to Caribbean, Caribbean ma, was our kindness. Enti omo ye press conference nen anade chie o se nansa ene yehu se afei de contractors no asha se omo ye adwuma bi ewo so e kire ne ete se aban atua $76 million e de ama contractor no se onfanye adwuma enti adwuma no e sha se e koso no endra ne odi kan kɔ hɔ e Kwame Agbogya Rose Minister no kɔ hɔ Endra Mampani Mahama eko ho. Na ensamo a Mampani Mahama edikotu dwa no ama mehunu se na washeda a onpese adwuma no bekoso because opese o take credit of sa project na ekoso no because the biggest project asat ye ka say and na me no ka say the biggest construction site a ewo Ghana ha ene yes akwan no. And before say Akufo-Addo befi aban mu no na wa dani Ghana a construction site you can talk of the Dodowa Accra kwan da denten uwi a obeka ofanko Nsawam kwan obeka fata krade PSTS no fata krade market musina ka ho uwi a obefa Cape Coast Accra kwan ya ka ho uwi a ada major no akokuma se no afa Swami interchange any other interchanges, any other major road project na Akufo-Addo aban no eye. Mampani Mahama bae no, osi wakaka bomu ayen bibi e friend big push. Enti utimu se clearly no wa shada se obe delay adwuma na ekoso e wo fanko no so that enipa be sha ase akasa no wa ba be ka se wono e na aye kwan no pese o take credit. You say, Oma, there is a theory say, Oma kom edi akokwa na de aburogu fam a wo sa fe oduwachi be bia bekobia na oduwachi so theory na Mahama epeso yusu no endro koe no asem odi akoto dwane se Akufo-Addo aban no ekobo obesia na besia omkoboe no 750 million Ghan dollars na omkobo sa besia ne se omude beye ofanko kwan no ewi ase no Akufo-Addo ene na ban adi besia no esika no nti obaye no besia no sika no eni ho ekwan no soso a ye wieye enti no obisa se nti sika no wo hefa Akufo-Addo se unimu a ni okanya no peso chenyina se Akufo-Addo aban no awia sika no na me se eneyira Mahama baye obi ba besia na se obo besia wo Exim Bank na private man edikoye adwuma na adwuma na anya yie kura wo ba utimi ma yokofo kwoche no ejiade nti na obi aban akobo besia so de be kwan ne wa ba aban mu bosumi nwotwe na ekwan no ye nya nwieye na wuhu sikaye na se nipa no wonche no na asenso bo achenom ene kwasiam akwatanom egusu nam a wo mudidi enom yenkohwe video no emra ye ba expose the president John Dramani Mahama sa asem okan no onim se nya nokre enokan yenkohwe video no emra.
There's a major arterial road in the country because it connects the two biggest cities in Ghana. And so any challenges with this contract affect a huge number of commuters because of the heavy traffic that passes through here. And so we were quite concerned about the complaints that were coming from the traveling. And so we are happy to see that the traffic is flowing. But what I say to contractors is, yes, we know you have work to do, but one of your duties too is site management, to make sure that your work does not impede the flow of traffic. So you must make adequate arrangements so that even while you're working, you are creating the conditions for traffic to flow. I can understand what happened. A loan was taken for this project, and I don't understand why the money is finished and the project is not over, and that we're having to come and pay supplementary almost 78 million from government of Ghana funds. So that's something that we need to find out what really happened. How come the loan that was taken was not enough? Was it that the estimate for the project was not done properly, or what happened? But I can see that drivers are happy now, and I hope that from now till when you finish the project, you maintain a smooth flow of traffic even as you're working, so that you don't impede the flow of traffic. So we'll hold you to your word. You say by
all right, so where ye Omampani John Dramani Mahama, and clearly utia some okana wa shada se obeda Ghana for na wabom futuro Ghana for ni se Akufo-Addo aban no kobo besia $750 million so mo de be yesa akwan no besia na sa na ekwan no so a yenye. So fast forward me do be ko wachi akọ 2022 budget statement. Now 2022 budget statement finance minister Ken Furiata ko kan o parliament no o de sa besia no aban na bono eni adwuma o de beye o de kotudwa me pese me expose yira Mahamenti mefa one station NDC 4 station no TV3 ada Ken Furiata kan budget ni wie no TV3 for a friend is saying news card of Rosa ya this says can ebeye me de omo de chire wo wi a na fi makwa kofa assets from the budget statement ankasa no na no so me de aba be chire ne wa hu say Yira Mahama onim we mean ka say onim obi an ka say onim but no ashada for political expediency person o take credit of some major road na NPP aban no eye nti e no yes so Ashanti yan yi kan fa TV3 for fly a news card no emra because we here after the 2022 budget Ken Furiata presented or parliament and na yes $750 million Afrimex facility esikano a first road no mo de na first project mo de be ye no Ofanko to Nsawam road no aban can say or dedicated $200 million from the 750 million no or the koye sa kwan no eno ne road aye kan wasemi sa road no so no aban ka say e be cost 346.4 million. It's a 250 ni free mo a ebeka $146.4 million outstanding. It's a buy can say we a partial funding of the route. Afei so mampani Mahama ka say ohun ye di sikana ya me pa cha sikana yira oba yei Akufo-Addo abana ko bobesia so de be ye fa nko kwan ena sikani ni ho ena driver for ebre ena wa be so san kope additional 76 million na odeba na ye de yesa kwan pa cha okasa eyentro pa cha list of projects by no list here the kwaje sa besia sa 750 million Afrimix facility no edi first one of Nsawam road $200 million. Second one Jesu Konungu road and also $75 million. After completion of Nsawam Apedwa road project and also $10 million. So I mean interchange and local roads network project and $47 million. Completion of flower pot interchange and Legon ewa Accra ne Akufo-Addo wie obi ano and also $35 million. Completion of Suffolk line interchange. But your Suffolk line interchange, you know, a phone a chance you NDC 8 years. Omo intimi anye. Akufo-Addo and a baby ya obe wie. Until last phase no completion no, and also a cancer facility no, and also friend is saying 35 million. And a construction of Kwabenya Pediasi road. And also a GOG counterpart funding. And also 10 million. Completion of Eastern Corridor, Lot 5 and Lot 6. And here 70 million. Completion of a year anti-chrome Dadiasu road. And also $97 million. And a purchase of 98, sorry. Purchase of a year rolling stock and spare parts. And also $30 million. And no minimum rolling stock one on the Koye. And a construction of stadia infrastructure for all African games. Into all African games are Bote Mine and the University of Ghana and only a day no and it's $140 million. And in yesika and what sa facility your friend said 750 million Afrimix facility no na eka home. Sa document we our parliament what abemu our Rose ministry our abemu baby Bahira Mahama eko jina pokuase endra ayi Nsawam ayi road ni so endra e kan say oba ye na Akufo-Addo aban bobesia se odebe ye adwuma sika no a wa meto adwuma no a ye hwieye Ashanti patcho yen for budget statement no portions of the budget statement baby na ewo e call parliament Hansard a capture na e copy Eda finance ministry and also so no yen konkohwe se sen na esi etie sen na finance ministry no esi a capture near Kano Foriata. If I when a parliamentary document there, Parliament a House of Records. And to bon sending na egum, our machine na kama. And to say Mahama, a kujina no kasa noa. A yanima mienu. Ida se washada se o chantro na or the abunfutro take credit of the project. And now say washada se a kwano o mo ye no ebi anon person mo discover for county bajo we or say table 2 indicative cost of projects to be financed from the 750 million Afrimix facility we a budget statement india na me bobo so no ni nyina na ya list wo hey ni nyina na ya list wo hey nti no obehu say ni nyina ewum ni nyina ewum ti we is coming from direct from the document finance minister Kanufurata the eco parliament. Etiera Mahama yesraw waba to major infrastructure project Akufo-Addo aban ne hyase kakra bi a mitimi bobo off head and am abodi achewi pokuase sa ekwan ye ndra course yi Cape Coast die takrade die dodowa Accra die Kumase Swami interchange enum ne other road project. So when you hear ma wase a onsan so monokro no se wunya hwe e ma wase a onsan so e monokro no project no eso ye wi a ebe ye fe ekufo ado ne ba omi aban no e na aye oba ye 70 oba wonya hwe o oba ye na do 75%. In fact ndra contractors ne catch Ashanti papers ne ba ko de buy I think Ghanaian Times Sanfa Brabium contractors ne catch ne say ekwan no e 75% complete 75% complete enti oba ye no obeto ekwan no say kufu ado aban no aye no 75% complete ekwan ne yase ne boy $346.4 million ekufu ado compare $200 million partial funding edituai waja only $146.4 million and they are to say brana betu enti badwe ni Ghanaian Times we a buy newspaper or say president inspect of Fanko in some road project contractor set June 2026 deadline 75% work complete NDC buy monya hwe afa na kwan ma kon enti mo ba ye ekwan no ekufu ado ne ba womia aye 75% aka 25 wodi be ka ho 20 only 25% and aka modi be ka ho sika 346.4 million no watuam 200 million aka only 146.4 million ese mutua baje kwan na to 8 months nie ema kwandufo abre nie no ni hodie se waba na wasom na feda obeya ye na Ghana fo ehunto mo na jai say washida ebo delay tatis na wotumfu to Ghana fo ni se beya obeteki credit of sa kwan ya ye beyi ekwan oba 75% there ede na wotimi take credit obi anim se yakufu ado ne ba omi akwan obi anim se nu nsunti na na person obeye dia upew obeye because a major road untimi nya we nti se agenda 111 na magyagu nwire mu no na can you imagine se aban bi ahase se mi si 111 hospitals na Mahama aban no aba obaya os media hospital no means mi be cheap compounds. Can you imagine se aban bi AC 111 district hospitals nyina minimum wom 40 bed hospital na ya to aba na NPP elusu ya be to aba nso she Ghana fo nyina abo ehye nurse fo bo se me ba mawie hospital no mafom adwumam makoya adwuma onya akonya baba mu a ena make say not a single one and abandon timide in saka na mom o say or abandon the district hospitals na wakwa kosi cheap compounds. Wow. NDC penny bit me aye oni mo wu ahwenda Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology Miami School amo si medical no musi medical school bi wo ho na edu 80 about 80% or so complete. NDC fia NPP fia bem kufo fia bem 8 years NDC for antache one fa block ba kumpanto it took another NPP government na oye wie minim se project no enwie na kufo adon so fia bem mu a wo kwin nti John Mahama abai one where you said the next NPP government na baomia eba abaye nti his excellency yesraw se road minister ne ono de yenim so nka no kro Kwame Agbodja de yenim obi anim se Kwame Agbodja de na duane pa odie propaganda oye propagandist iso ni krom na hene se adakunu ne hene se emoa ne nipa na num nsuo Kwame Agbodja propaganda pa de na duane odie anu nti wa hwe ye na se Kwame Agbodja na ye ka se kakokasa de a obegu anim ase ye fa no kranya adwuma na Ghana fo nyina ye ho ento
ye dada ye ho ana ye dada Nyankopon Bible say mom na ada mo ho efisi Onyankopon won ye nsi na twetwe na de oni pegu no anu na utwa enti ya metisi ase omampani John Dramani Mahama ye Kristoni okocha ha Assemblies of God a tiwa ya na me fi se nwanwa na no si ase wasi aso da ma akoma akoten e de ama Assemblies of God faso bi eni so bi ti said David Kase obesi aso da Nyankopon Kase wo kra nsamoja wo ho miminu se John Mahama so da okosie ana okosiki divine advice bi a anka Nyankopɔn bɛka kyɛn sɛ onya no ohia na so nan no because enye no ne hia Ghana fo sei ye hia ye no nokre obi a ontimi ni nokre woka so kosi nyame aso dan a emfaso ani so yo Mahama ye nipa bi a enokre efre no nokre no ba kokre ni nanum sɛ ya no pɛsɛ ogu obi ani mu ase o na wadi panimu o sɛ dien yo obi nim sɛ president what no opposition for 8 years of the same eniyama ekosu nyina da bia wonim kwame agoja nyona okoka ntra kire no Mahama na akotwa na tro Mahama na akodi na tro opeso kuakufu ado ni gba mu ani mu ase na oye ekwan ye wie ya kase o enye president Mahama nkakwa we ya anye enso kwa no ya chemu miensa aye chemu na aye miensa nti kakra we ya wo beye no entimi magi kwan no ma se wo no aye ka wo nko anka wo sa adwena ye ye kwan papa we unya bi da because wo adwena wo de etiwi asen se oni a constitutional heads na wi o madi adwena de dwene kwa akiri ye de ye kwan papa we se nipa mfa so no wo Mahama ni sa adwene ni bi ka wo nye enti ne ekosu nyina de na okotena okokeka ye ni nyina no wonim se eyesika no 700 million no yanka se de be ye ofanko ni Nsawam kwan eno aka se yagisika no ye ba yesika ni ho ekwan nso ma anye ana se wo ma ntimi ansese eka wo hu yie ene nyama nyama bi Mahama ye serew jai saade no na oye panimu ya manyame hu ehu suro kakra emra wo mu even se wo bonsam pa obi kura ta wakira mu se nyame pa wa no sese no bonsam de no tuma nyame hu suro kakra emra wo mu na ye nyame dwuma kakra ekwa we ye no akwa nanam so yi se nya adrawafo a wo kwan no so ana mo ye se ye kwestak ye demonstration ka wo nkoso ne nkoso kina anu na hu se begu aba na nimu ase oni nti na wo koye wi a wo ye no enso ye se mu amowo ka so awi ni ba kwantempo no so no mo bo abo na menye demonstration mo amowo adenta dodo wa kwan so mo bo abo na menye demonstration because akwa no mo anye demonstration a Mahama won fa ne nsa nka onye enti se mo pese kwan no so ye na mo so mo hoto mu bi a said ye kasoa ofankofo ye demonstration so ye ma kan faso a ene wo ho po ye makoye no mo nso nya se be ne bebo amo na me de ye ka nyina ne se Ghana fo NPP fo ye koso eduma be blame ye but e say koso abo ye nwie nye yi e say Mahama ba o ba ye NPP fo na facilitate Mahama come back NPP fo and facilitating the comeback going to ma because you got to abanu kran some ye titi ye kura no which means na ye say ye ma Mahama mra no bai enti ye mompaye na o meyo na dwuma no onko onyi wayi chief justice edi oyi jemensa ne nkrofo edi wie na afi won yakoyi o ma di wie na no bere so na okọ na o ma no so ye ho atoye.
All right Kwaku, this may be about the 4th time as saying yeah NDC for Senyo Mahama ni twa ntra na Kwame Agbodza ni twa ntro and the two abai no so na wanya immediate past sector minister Francis Asefo Boache no babiya no me bona baso papa say otimi yesa na man because I just NDC for led by President Mahama they are out to some say Nana Akufo-Addo legacy bia omo say ni nyina a statement now, you know, also can kind figures be.
Yeah. Oh, I remember.
Can you tell me?
Entina me share that kofa TV3 for 2022 budget statement no ye present we no. Omo ye news card. Entina me di kan kofa no buy no. So when if you omo station. And to be antimi kan so hu da. E wo ho.
President Mahama wo hu da.
Onim.
Hwe and then my question na woni mu but a tro adokoro President Mahama say the bibi adokoro bibi no one person obeka asem dokore no of course so one aka say politicians dey and try near the fem
no cry
the fem
the frafra
say the be ya the crowd was yenka et President Mahama no crowd was wonka washeda wo say the be ya Ghana fo bu be fu na Akufo-Addo say na Akufo-Addo akwakọ besia ana wadi sika no ana kwan no so wonyeye ana kwan anwe ne se wo ho Ola was so watch statement here what the bad nra. Me can be kitwe was it for the president that's John Mahama to question that in quotation a loan was taken for the project, so why is the money finished and the road undone? It's misleading. With the greatest of respect to the president, he knows very well, as the handover notes clearly state, unless he has been wrongly briefed that the Afrexim Bank facility did not represent the full financing requirement of the project. Kwaku, must the president be briefed on this? When him a parliamentary records when him handed over notes before he was sworn in. When him
records need to finance ministry.
Record at the finance ministry.
Ashanti Rose ministry.
Ashanti Omwa Media House.
Ashanti a majority in parliament because then minority. Omo yes alone in Hujuma.
Yes. I said baby. See who make keep president. Who may keep some such pedestrian statements ayana areho. And me edipet to be quite now casetia. Because kwaku eye kase hunu se wo be kase president Kufuor da kojisika e de be ye kwan no ese nye and we must find out. What the one is we find it out.
Eye me wonwa se kwan yi ye koje ho besia.
Why propaganda?
Na ye nwie ye. Na so sika ni ni ho. Na se me na me kopɛ 76 million na me de bremu na mo san ye kwan ni ho adwuma.
What said that? Hey, what person demonize
fa Bible no. Baby e so bon sam bi entro nya agya no. Hwehwe na quotation na kan ma me.
What person demonize na Kufuor do. According to project na nkasa no, it cost to $346 million. Oma kwaji $200 million. And na $146 million no. E was a governor of Ghana na place kan dey. Now John Mahama no cast over the president no. Do be jare say do be salary na. Assuming with that admit crop say 78 million cedis because abeto so so what? What was equal to no supplementary. As if say it wasn't budgeted for. Let me just supplementary no say your budgeted for. And ye diamana sa. And be beside so. But is that the case? Obwa. And I may say kwaku ye nyina nim say the Ghana road project here. Minimum road project bi e wo Ghana ya ka say 20 million. Yeah, you we in 3 years time so 20 million and the minimum. Most of the time no kakabe so. Yeah. It kwase kakabe so kwa assume that me say 78 million supplementary pa. And so what?
78 million ya wetu ekrenye no because
and so 146 million
146 million dollars into what 78 million free akabe 76 million crowd
of course
so akabe bibi we che so mutua
na no makotro and me and pay my home baby mo say e wo hefa big push almost big push and me say big push be no
and so oba in project akasi Kufuor access no say akani nyina abomu actually didn't say in the big under the big push.
And they say we free a quaya about 70%.
75%.
Now I got 25%. And you call the 25
So opese or ye opese of fact credit no.
Kwaku say a quaya 75%. Near 80% of the amount. Now I got 25%. Now we be for big push there. And then Kufuor said na ye hormonous push.
I see.
Big push bay.
That's where I can you mami.
Yohani Asempa. Eti
nwotwe.
Entichemu aduanan enan.
Entichemu aduanan nine. I was saying.
Mo die. Moja mu free ni mu ni wobonsam. Na moja no akono de e na mo pese mo ye. Ono no ye wudifuo efimfitiase.
Oye wudifuo de fimfitiase.
Na onyina no kreso. Efise no kre ninimu. So oka atro semo a. Ifiri onu animu no oka. Ifise oye otrofo ni atro agya.
Ifise oye wotrofo eni atro enyina agya.
Repi no say edru election time na amanyoko bia epre nti ne obeka bia ama nipa akoma adane ama o eno na obeka nti entra now dey firm no cry now the film. Yeah, the frefra. No cry no ho yanka. Na yeah the intro. You know say it drew election timer. Na amanyo kubia epre. Nti ne obeka bia ama nipa akoma adane ama o eno na obeka. Nti entra now the film. No cry now the film. Yeah the frefra. No cry no ho yanka. Na yeah the intro.
Koka.
Yeah. On said be ameka say e buy a present so you can't be very consistent in inconsistency. John Dramani man. When him say the first step natural say ya no the go.
I see.
Say ya. In 2022 and you present my friend saying Ufriata eko kan budget on sem e kan say project bi wo ho a oba be ye ho adwuma na ese ekogi loan from an external collectional loan a de be adwuma no na o cheche de odu be ye bibia document we nyina free parliament but obi a watna parliament da a wadi mampanyi da a unim se bibia obekan bia no so ye wo fact check right handing over notes ni bibia wo ho ekwan no na wo kan enye enra pe ene ye start you ana wo ba ben mu pe ne start you ya shase na mekoso no mokai godin okai time flapot ye bi John Dramani mama asem okan
okan bi fa ho
I say any project we afi
flapot you say Mahama dia
no say any project
I see
or say any project on ekọ gi sika wo ho ni sa no manyina me patcho de ya en check but the room patcho yem project your friend is saying card now
I phone oh yes. No Ashanti for budget the any bra the yes. Same now
yes
so wait me there
but for almost station
the on fact TV3 the any bra okay I Ashanti wait me there TV3 the now
na o hwe sika na ewu mu no inflation e wo krom ha o dollar no omo krom bo omo so ma so dollar mu say
so that's it
that's it there was a project in go ha almost done
yeah be awie
thank you enti aden enna unya botre na unka nche omo say opeso hu sika na ye ka ho asena adwuma na aye nya
koka message ma wontumi akobo besia e wo Exim Bank e de akoyafu atwire nche masi emefu na sei ena yiwe konche ne entu tusu ampa so obi akobo besia $750 million so de be ye kwan ena kwan ye nwie ena sika no so ni ho a akaba na kwasi am akwata ene asenso boachi bana nka mu na prison
enti chesa ye current road minister on a misleading Ghana for chantron wa hwe we nyina Ghana fo yi se ya muti se president kasa say WhatsApp Google bibia ye adwuma AI ye adwuma munko ye fact check because papa no entro a friend into a pass obeka no kre oboa pass road minister ebeka no kre oboa na sika na eba no mun keep records nyankopon onye ni bibia akwa say almost dollar ni stable into which means sika no kre ese etuama contractor no ensese ekoso ana meboa
yes
nti ya behwe because normal ya kan nyina monhwe normal na ewo han na nado adwempa owo ma Ghana ade ebechi na nsem obeti so beka se dodo akwan no watua kafo obeti se dodo wa adenta dodo akan obeka se watua kafo motorway aduma na ekoso no obeti se John Dramani head of Jandam obeka se watua ka aduma na ekoso ewo Cape Coast Road no obeka se watua ka enyo no na begina ga se ekwan your friend saying Kumasi kwan na ayeye no omu beja aye akwa motorway kwan ya ebe Kumasi so this is a president who is very dishonest on kanokre.
There were two issues about unse entrobia koso Ghana de President Mahama ebribi okoti gobels say the Goberian theory no say entro a wo de ka wo ka ebe nokre so ye to abawi no ene nkrofo sha ase se omudi ntro say Dr. Bawumia elusu all zongos except Winneba zongo pe ena into the whole Ghana zongo Ghana nyina no olusu ni nyina ba akope no Winneba ana efutu zongo pe ena Dr. Bawumia winiye. And I was wondering how in fact ye nyina aka woni NPP Dr. Bawumia timi nyina atase amasa ntro na akoso akusi se enipa bebere agye adi na Honorable Brian Champion kra enso kugina ni hotel onso de shia delegate no so ka trom se Bawumia lusu ya make futu zongo pe Kwajon Safo Apoku ye former presidential aspirant wa ye the research na anope be share find this ni be with a T4 na T4 so ehuna omahwe so Asante
before be call
okay
ma men tadi kito bi mfra kwatia
okay
kwaku ama say contest here course deeper 5 uni be bi ugina
o se be bi ugina aminim
unim
there be
me de minim
okay
na mesre edipa bebre abani ya to awi Yakopon pe nanim adekronti a NPP entime maintain seat obie no o da celebrity aka che me say ye the honorable amase koya enko ne bitime dinkuni bibia nkire sa unfortunately edipa bia start kasa wa danfo program watch dankwa ai sekedi amase koya one can win that because you say I must say you can nipa. Party back. And today I can say to an authority, people close to I must say I catch them so or must say or support Dr. Bawumia. One cast or support will be apart from Dr. Bawumia. Kwaku, let me person share committee na acquire selection. Men share the kitwe. One committee that acquire selection, chairman. Eastern Regional Chairman. You Rajev Kuredu Adu. One enam.
Only Brian Champion.
Only Dr. Brian Champion. Eastern Regional Secretary, what the Minimbe one name, but one enam. Honorable Abna or say Asare, Wakuhan or support.
Or no support Honorable Ken
or support Honorable Ken Japon. Kofi
Befi, and so Dr. Bawumia.
Ena Kwame apia kubi apia kudia
apia kudia minim baby osisi a
yes I'm told so was support Dr. Bawumia
okay
but enye no hu ntel mo kwete za committee wi o ma kwete committee say ye hwe the committee
and he said the chairman of the committee no Honorable Brian Nipa
yes and Honorable
offense here Honorable Brian Champion submitting the form
what the call
no the
and Honorable Abena was asa
I support Honorable Ken Japon
enti ade
and no motena asema ye chinchimo mo nsa say ama say nye Bawumia ni
party Honorable Abena was asa we push over
there be ohun na no dwumadi e odi o public account committee
and Rajev Kuredu Ado one womre
ntimi
now mo decide na mo da na say wo program watch dankwa wouldn't say do be ko election obe win dia on be win ya why did you contest and lost at the election
wo koi
wonya say 78 ana
akolu suputo
o mankrofo kra bodu o na no ho asem ba yo eme yese o mankrofo de akonwa tuntum bia bobodu ama eduabo ne kunkum krofo ho program bu ache da
etimunya sa asem
de omo ye no communist inferior tactics ana mo pedi penipa bo mo camp ohun ti se ye pom kwa ya no ma ye na ama se ye Kennedy nipa eni ti ne yam na se ama se adwini mo ha na akodi o machi sa no mo ye omo fo so twi
odi akoko boni etia
no fa ne pese o bai wo mo
wonim esofo bi be senkom se nipa by June MPs no majority be declare support for Honorable Ken Japon ama ewi ase na esofo ono of reference MPs ni bi catch them say omunko support Honorable Ken Japon. We have all those details, but sometimes it's important to pay attention to some of those things. Your friend is saying, Prof. Kio say, Abria yebe tuabano, NDC for ne catch Central Region for say, Central Region, Cape Coast Kwano, Queen Elizabeth neye.
And has the normal say, ECOWAS.
I was supposed to say the year. Some of the ECOWAS for ne.
Emma, soldier from Penufo BGDU. Emma, I have to make me no more. Almost no ECOWAS for the enemy from Joe. Mobile, we are smart to say ECOWAS for higher crime bidder. and I had to pull stories during the you say more shortcut near that nina everyone should be base can you every basa na motiase well nina che say propaganda ho ye the base pa e wo so wo clear
and tentem but I never quite say o ma pani jo Mahama e na sim hia na wo ye Ghana ne hu say o ma pani jo Mahama ye nipa bi a wo ye nipa bi a ne hu kwani zada ani saglami sika ani de wan kan saglami ye di sika 200 million mamo some nkosi 500 me boa 5,000 housing units mo ensi
what the $200,000 utu ani nyina ama
$200 million
$200 million
utu ani nyina ma mo ani de wo nkan ho asa
mommy akoya nim there is another great propaganda see etimi ye ho adwuma anopese na medical ba mane so ko Joseph apoku ni data no waye e de aba and ye koya nim no ye hwe Asante patrol ye hyase na ye hwe the performance of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ewo Zongo community sa ewo Ghana in the last election. You see, Zongo no has always been NDC. We should all know that. But so big can trust say Dr. Bawumia apart from a futu Zongo where we need baby say a year and no credit. And he got on yen sha CFM free say so ama preamble no nyina kama. Na odiaba but I just want us to pick few out of na yen sha say where is Abitifi okay. So Osha Dr. Brian Champon ena e kan say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ulusu all Zongos except Abitifi except Ewufitu Zongo. So far the constituency ewo Abitifi a Zongo a ewo ho no amo Zongo polling station number no ena ye E311603 no eho ye to aba no nipa na atro mudin wo registered voters na 680 omoto aba no ewie no rejected ballot 6 valid vote cast na 443 na turnout a buy na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia enya 273 na John Dramani Mahama enya 258 etino in the friend saying Betifi Zongo baby a ona obren champion ye MP no e kwa Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia etwa John Dramani Mahama ewo 2024 election enti
Zongo must quotafo
aha na hona making say ona ya Betifi constituency
DMB nya 227
aha
John Mahama nya 0
I know a friend says Zongo must quotafo okay
I know there
Betifi constituency
Brian Kennedy Japan crop for no fabrica
to boys so oba
enti no pacho we ye honorable Brian Champo because of say Onoa personally akenti na ye de aba so efutu her first one ye efutu Muslim mosque hono Abasraba hodi binya 273 Joma amanya 258 but oba honorable Brian Champo no constituency Betifi constituency ye Zongo mosque quota for no Dr. Bawumia nya 227 John Mahama enya 0 can you imagine
and the plan
ewa hefa
TV
Zongo mosque quota for
but are we sure of this because Dr. Brian Champo already constituency kwano Dr. Bawumia
we ni
na wonim
enya honko a
no say nim no onim
dabi nyesa honye honko a
anya say nim no onim
dabi one constituency
one constituency
ya to aba 8 months ya my expect say as a security person there wo data no e wo ba bia NPP win ni bi lose ni nyina wo eti ya one constituency na you say what about me we need but onim
and I make say eya me ya say ye nyina and Dr. Bawumia team ni nyina atimi amakwame ntro na koso a menkrofo agye di say Dr. Bawumia lusu all Zongo polling stations so Asante afi yan to asom na yen hwe asene Zongo ni play out
man how we believe because nyame wo kan ofa so expose nipa senke ba ye no ena nka Bawumia nkrofo tisi mu ye deda anka bran me gu ni hu animu ase te say de wagu ni hu animu ase
okay so yeah Eastern region but of some Ashanti region figures ni bi honoma discrepancies kakra bi ewum so me wi a me the Ashanti region the proper beba na wahwe but you hear say so we here first one here Ekropon post office Ekropon post office ɛhɔ no ɛwɔ eastern region ɛhɔ so ɛyifo hɔ pa ozemi fo no wɔ hɔ ɛhɔ Dr. Bawumia ewini with 239 ɛna John Mahama nya 94 ɛna baby to say Adolso Zongo ɛyɛ Arabic school ɛhɔ so ɛwɔ Ekropon constituency, that is Ekuapem of Samia Okuo. Dr. Bawumia nya 84 ɛna John Mahama nya 2. The next school ni yɛ SDA school ɛwɔ Zongo Achim Sechere ɛno wɔ hefa Etiwa East ɛwɔ East Abronse Asare constituency ni hɔ ɛhɔ so Dr. Bawumia nya 221 ɛna John Mahama nya 47. Okay.
Mesrew Abronse Asare or support one
na bokan Japan
ehemfo ne se Dr. Bawumia enya Zongo bi
ona bokan Japan any honorable branch champion come
on wa de yakopon be
some can say nyame
so Etiwa East both A and B ni nyina no Dr. Bawumia wini e vote onya A no nya 221 B no nya 241 compared to John Dramani Mahama 47 and then 49. So enti no staff quarters Zongo A and then Himai Lower Dintra in the central region and also Dr. Bawumia wini afa staff quarters 2 the same constituency no and also Dr. Bawumia wini afa oba and also honorable Ken central region oba Atebubu Amantia and also open space then Sabon Zongo 2 and also Bono region
but Himai Lower Dintra One MP
Himai Lower Dencha. Minkai.
Lawrence Ajinsem.
Oh, Ajinsem constituency no.
Lawrence Ajinsem. And support honorable credit Japan. Oh, what they are going to be.
Me say nyame ne bogu o mani mu ase.
Big time. Ono so no constituency so we need.
Himai Lower Dencha. Member of Parliament. Lawrence Ajinsem. Former CEO. Exim Bank.
Okay, so Zongo 2 polling stations. Staff quarters Zongo A and B ni nyina can honorable can but we need with a big margin crowd 153 versus 88 170
against 67
okay
323 against
all right so Ashanti Pacho mami jumping Ashanti region there no I'll go to the Ashanti region proper na yahwe mefa some police because we know discrepancies ka crave you mefa bono Ashanti we ni free asene hwe bono there no there be and we na amra ne ba first na amra ne wo ho na amra aha meka Exp0sed na me say we if you say kakra ke boa me aha na kosoro kakra aha me da ase so wahu Bono region so 2 Doma Central 2 polling stations Dr. Bawumia wini NFA Ashanti region I'll come there Ayawaso North Ayawaso Central mienu ehon so Dr. Bawumia wini those polling stations okay Ashanti yen call the next speech if we are near Ashanti region the enemra yen call the next speech near the upper regions okay so any sa constraints the science so the polling stations in nyina John Mahama nya 0 and to be sure no catch you say
omo kunintina Bawumia lose election no hwe Masi John Mahama de we nya 0 baby
na Boko Central
Bawumia nya 0
Boko Central aye ekunu gina ho no polling stations saying that's where camera
3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11
polling stations
John Mahama nya 0
enya 0 I was our polling stations to be catch you say baby ho no ma Bawumia nya 0 and patch about 11 polling stations Boko Central and John Dramani Mahama enya 0
one of the police stations enya Boko John Mahama nya 0
yeah Brian ho no
sao
abetifi otafo
okay Ashanti Machafe for Ashanti region na Ashanti region figures and so the propaganda no so Ashanti region figures no ini Ashanti region figures no ini aha enti we no we minim se Santasi
away
first one be sure se be Santasi me sure se be Santasi enti sa polling stations e was Santasi nyina polling station code no na dia ban so bia we mindful bia no ofa polling station code na obehu polling station no ni nyina ene wo ho a Dr. Bawumia ewini John Mahama wo ye no firi ho no ma godaswe ko ni yeden
adumpom
okay
tafu adumpom
won yo tafu ho okay ho so sa polling stations e san so 1 2 3 4 5 yi ne nyina Dr. Bawumia ewini. There's another graph ye de betro. Afei the next one ye hefa.
Baby. Bo anwene no bo anwene no Ashanti region.
Okay. It's also Assemblies of God Church. Any BB said TB nyame. Eno ni e ho nyina Dr. Bawumia.
TB ni tobut.
Tobut
Nyame.
Tobut nyame. Okay. Asante Pato for the next page I think say no we are more clearer. So all these polling stations nyina no. Aha. Into where they are about with names. Good. Into for FM name hadi.
Regional House of Chiefs mention 1.
Registered voters e ho ni NPP ni NDC ni
116 NDC 58. Regional House of Chiefs mention 2. NPP 112 NDC 68. Mention 5 service. MPP 114 NDC 51.
Okay, so that 3 polling stations e di kan nyina. Dr. Bawumia the winning. Meboa. O dey skip your mama. So ohwemu a 1 2 3 4 5. Sa constituency we higher Menshia South constituency.
Yeah.
Sa polling stations 5 nyina no. Zongo polling stations Dr. Bawumia the winning. It will be be catch or say Dr. Bawumia and winning any Zongo polling station apart from Efutu Zongo a.
Akohwisem no wadi no.
Enya no correct. Enya no correct. Ti no data no lie. Ena no pay. Ye dey actually we. Go on. Ti eye onwa se team ni nyina transe amentru yakoso a asana sa abri na fidie. Ye dey data no eba.
Propaganda die. Politics propaganda. My perception ba. Perception so ba so that better into reality. Me what me true.
Baby.
Eba party no ana say team no e make sure say immediately. Na the same one say couldn't say all Zongo communities. Yeah, the nyina votes go put boom. Emma Mahama nyina zero ko be the ma Dr. Bawumia. Still in NPP in win election.
Now can you imagine say and because you can imagine some kasa by election ko akwatie sanke ko no north east any elusu ya.
Hey! You be try Dr. Bawumia. Come on dismissal later.
And straight. Now we say me name social media so say obi di ni abem na say aden.
Say Dr. Bawumia am ya win Zongo community say wo akwatia. And say okay this say no. Say na owo ye fede say Solomon so a Christian. A Christian for what man to abana. It is a case
ba ni krom
bodu afọ say yes o mututia no
bom ho kan no o man to ama no
sir
yes owo na ma o no bodu o man to ama no
I mean share sad details no
o man to say NDC for no ko tua sika o hopa
1,500
mo ji sika no etia eyo mo sunugu abonten
na mo di ayi estimate paper
say bodu a na ayi da so be jamana ga jan ko share no
osuye
o ko ne ma me ho hini
ba bi o hotel no na bodu o se makuba oh enwe ya pa o na kwaku
oh god
so be beka say Christians in Akwatia vote against NPP so no o beka ne say say dem ma we nyina ye for me I believe say nke ye needless
sir
na so nipa bone fonti ene be me yesa ne ma bi na ka sense when and ya to aba afi dem hwe Zongo communities no say ni say okay this is ye be hwe so na wo so Methodist ni a and ya ko hwe be constituency no be na Methodist for about to balance man to ama ye ni sa ye ni sa ya to aba the whole Ghana presidential one constituency
Fede mo pese mo chichemu a yi bi ko mo bi
wo pese wutimi Dr. Bawumia se be pedu asabo fa chemi woni nyankopon e no bi a challenge no obi a betima challenge no enti wo pese wutimi wo superior argument and say vision bi a fa vision ne bra ade ebe ma party na akọ nanim ade mo man na akọ nanim fa no bra enye de Bawumia entimi nyewu you are supposed to project your strength and your vision. You are not supposed to project Obi's so-called inadequacies. Obi inadequacies inti eneba mo waye ya na.
I'm say ya jidin.
Yeah, bobo. Why won say go? Me nya chance dia wo say akwa me na mumu.
Anya kotoko ne house di ri bi no. omo toto papa so
emwa
ebe wi acha Ghana e blast na from here say anka Nigeria for lose na Lesotho for bodra
okay say
you come just every TV so nobody calculation
Senegal 92 and the ball penalties
the ball penalties
Ajana
the ball penalties na 12 11 you know what to say ka say Cote d'Ivoire for cap na ko to you yes Cote d'Ivoire yes I control you
mama me tie koka on this mi wi a na enko another important topic so that e be komo bre no aso na me be jam kwan no koka
yes we dey be say aba ho say nkrofo 5 eko competition na nipa baako na obi akasa obi antumi nkyere de okoye o na credible people nkrofo a wo reputation security experts ne sa anoma nkrofo more companies o my employ over 7,000 more data na mutumi gumu enimu ase e wo ade we ho so chese mo kasa because mo kasa mo nye fact check and now mo research team no omada they should wake up. Elections na nye joke unim so on ready so ube put it out correct data sa force with enye NPP suban impenifo na omu ni hwe ombeka de omde Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ayo agenda oboka setian what are you going to do when you become die na opese oye enu ni hia enye zongo enye say embarrassing.
And now Mahama otiwe ni kromo for 14,000 akoye refugees Cote d'Ivoire.
Bisida
14,000 of a beautiful any gonjafo efi savannah region akoye refugees ewo Cote d'Ivoire under a gonja as president. A very sad. Chief Justice our head of the judiciary no about your almost state policy statement no near Kenny
policy statement was said that the primary responsibility of the judicial service is to ensure that the Chief Justice is accorded maximum security and the required courtesies at all times as head of the judiciary and the fourth in line in the hierarchy of the state. To this end, the state shall deploy requisite funding to assure safety and the ease of travel at all times by the Chief Justice, policy owner, Judicial Secretary, implementers, Judicial Secretary and Deputy Judicial Secretaries, Communications Directorate, Finance Directorate staff, Judicial Service teams involved in financial management who need to know about this policy directive. Yanko. Procedure. Official travel by the Chief Justice. The Chief Justice shall be accorded maximum security and courtesies on all official travels. The Chief Justice shall travel with the aide-de-camp and protocol officer or any other person the Chief Justice may choose as a personal assistant, be it the head of secretariat, secretary or any staff or judge. As per the recommendations of the Professor Dora Francisca Edubuando Presidential Committee on Emoluments, the Chief Justice shall travel first class or business class where the former is unavailable. The Chief Justice shall be provided 5-star hotel accommodation where available on all foreign travels. However, if accommodation provided by the host is not as stipulated, this shall be upgraded. Was it the two accompanying officers shall travel business class or economy where necessary in order to discharge their responsibility to the Chief Justice. While the Chief Justice is in business class, the two accompanying officers could be in the same cabin or the immediate cabin following. The Judicial Service shall accommodate the accompanying officers in the same hotel at the rates of their actual ranks while ensuring that the rooms are in proximity with that of the Chief Justice. While the lowest cost of a room at the said hotel is higher than the rates applicable to the ranks of the accompanying officers, the service shall pay for the accommodation, bed and breakfast while paying the Veyana Krolano Akava. Yanko number 9. 9. The Chief Justice shall undertake unlimited official travels with either his or her spouse or other person of his or her choice in a year, fully funded by the judicial service. 10. Where
Master Hankai ye biwa.
9.
The
Chief Justice shall undertake unlimited official travels with either his or her spouse or other person of his or her choice in a year, fully funded by the judicial service.
Unlimited official travels. Not just a cassette, I feel one cobble could have you. Your person could be with me.
I saw an invitation 20
not so
or say the Chief Justice shall undertake unlimited official travels with either his or her spouse or other person of his or her choice in a year, fully funded by the judicial service.
And when you could to cry, what never to cry on your bonnet.
Nikun about police and was it or other person of her choice. That is his choice. Na downfall, the classmate, the former class teacher.
Sir,
na.
we should be able to
what to ask you, Hokrana, a interesting.
I only more
than
10.
Was it 10? Where the Chief Justice is accompanied by the spouse or other person, he or she shall travel on the same class of air ticket as the Chief Justice and shall be paid the equivalent of half the per diem paid to the Chief Justice.
Oh.
Paid half the per diem paid the Chief Justice. 11. Where the official trip is sponsored by other organizations, the Communications Directorate shall confer with the organizers to determine the extent of sponsorship in terms or air ticket, accommodation, and daily subsistence allowance. Where the logistics provided by the organization falls short of what the Chief Justice ordinarily is entitled to, the service shall make up for the shortfall.
And it's just a company being invited, no.
Okay.
Na company no scanning your name of the man no. And soon yes the man no. It's a judicial service in the bisoso.
Edi bisoso.
Yanko.
It become what dia.
Okay. Ashanti. Ashanti me da so betimi agya no he ya. By see who send a travel policy in it.
Yes.
It is obi can say Chief Justice ne ba
etukan.
And onu ni kunu etukan.
Na ma ne pedi.
Na enu nti ye gina so ami ye dey Chief Justice ne dia. Na ma sa travel policy we lawyer Ayiko to say almost submitted ma ayi almost pay yes almost submitted the man committee na anyi.
Oh anyi.
No, na say committee no class o man submit here. Mo be mo you should know. Say one more travel policy.
Mo ye Supreme Court. Emu mienu mo ye Supreme Court judge for.
Ya me be twa ni baka o.
Mami ya je look. What you say mami no go no. What you say on nsa pan na ekofie.
Yawo.
Why ye adwuma as judge 38 years.
Your Mahama say why tu na no aduane agu.
Or the offer nsa pan.
Ono de wo wi a obekene fie. Na o man na hwe na akosi so obewuo.
Tio.
Nyame ti so hwe ye nyina o.
Stripping it off of all the benefits. Your Mahama or ye assemblyman or JS Gracia. Or ye MP. Or ye MP ni say 3 times ana. Ninyina 3 ninyina or JS Gracia or JS Gracia MP 3 times. Or ye deputy minister or JS Gracia. Or ye minister or JS Gracia. Or ye vice president JS Gracia. Be ye president JS Gracia. Make us say o man on the hwe owie so owie we obesan age hinti you be the only president obeje S Gracia twice into obewie obeje oba aban mu no nanse oba aban mu okọ ne ba Sharaf na ekọ na omotim pa Sharaf kwa hotel hwan ne tuaka
oman ne tua
e dey hwan ne tuaka
omunye receipts in ready
per diem hwan ne tuaka
omunye receipts in ready.
Speaker of Parliament, we were told say onu kwa ye dey about $4 million and abon ho ka ekosa ne ho yare wu Dubai. Eto da bi kro okwa onye ni pen 9 and the house of Crown. Ni nyina no e fully funded by the state through Parliament. On the otimi enjoy. Na ma mi toko no die. Godon. On the so enjoy bia. Enyi.
Kwaku audit bi na response e wo audit me was a yini wise.
Okay.
Na se time kakra o mu dia. Wo say okay, men can in Kwaba, men quite straight away. Okay, say the previous Chief Justice one also used to the same. I was saying, observation 2. The former Chief Justice, His Lordship Justice Anini Yeboah, also opted to travel to the United Kingdom in May 2023 with his spouse, Madam Phyllis Ufuri, instead of his security detail. Normal.
I don't have a choice.
Hey.
Was it the same explanation applies to the Chief Justice? That's Yabua who opted to utilize paragraph 9 and 10 on his personal travel in May 2023. Then, observation 3. Baby, almost said Madam Mrs. Get to talk on the back girl. Almost said the dear than the board in China, mammy.
Oh, we be there.
Say, every young crosses him. Yet, and then, yes, 3rd September. Me person me too quine January. Yeah. Ekwa buchiri.
And what can travel policies is here? Travel policy ni say Chief Justice ni decide say on me kwakudaru ni bitu kwan a say baby ameda no e the same as Chief Justice dey no. So kan policy ni kwachira obeka kire say onipa ji say judicial service staff na okwa say omode no ye a bit lower than enokra no say baby omobeda no close to the Chief Justice. Nti o ma nya baby a close to the Chief Justice and bo ofemu a omoma no ne e wosoro a obetimi abe Chief Justice.
Na we ne de ne ba ne de na de kito mpesa mechechim. Say what time play be be premium economy. As about business class for first class. Na say next September say me totik say me tu kwan January me 20 September this year ya. Ebe metima $20,000. But me train e go do 25th December. Meta to be $2,500.
Yes. That's what money mama sheda.
Omunimo eti mame no e de ne wonim the schedule say odase obekọ. But eti omo to ticket the first. Eti e choka so ne ba ne bekọ no. Omo to ticket no na ne boy dey. People man to business economy o. Omo to business class o. Omo to premium economy there and a man ne ba no. But that time na premium economy compose no na ne bo no e yakwa business class e bo. How do you blame her?
Oh, because
say na kamame no economy and a business. And the kakoto first class ticket man e bad ya. It's the business added. These are the reasons why President Mahama e dey yi mame nadi. Na nyame wo wiase wu.
Na
nyame wo ho kwaku.
Mate say obi ti ho.
Mame ya adwa about 40 years.
Na what na no aduane agu.
8 years.
O ko fie yi. O fa
na sapan na eko.
I do think say what the enyema bebrebe ko fie.
Odin sapan o.
Nyame wo ho.
Bible say. Say to me crowd. Now this is mobroni. Na mobroni no esu ku awurade so a. Awurade betie sa mobroni ni sum. Na watwe wo waso. Na me ka say ya na bia enipa no bi fi say omo bonsam pa obi a bo ho banti no hwe ntimi won. Nyame na bo bonsam.
Wow.
So wo mu a nyame na bo bonsam.
Nyame eniti na ndro na me ka say un say unipa na nwum no. O say you should be there. Say you count no oni ho no mo a.
He masakela.
Yes. Ebre beba be fa no obi ani ho. Un say na yakofa kofi akwalu nso.
Ne de la ko say wa ba fia la so.
Menye sure so aba fie ogusu wom.
Sa.
Kofi akwalu gusu dem.
Mo
Kofi akwalu gusu dem e wo yoko. Kofi akwalu gusu dem.
Me de sa ko be say ai ankan krofo ko braibo. Pane no a omo tena asem no so no na mo ti omo empe na bribe anko de komo omo die enye sika ketua
hwan
ya yi akwa bodam no your friend say so Franklin Kujo say wan
na so wo ya bodam
awa bodam kra
we so obi ko ba obi bribe dia onko police station onko report
na obi
no na obi timi ti o say eneche ma untumi adwuma ye ne dia opo betimi aka say da sebren ko se hwie oso
no we cut straight
na wakwa adwuma ho
kwa makwaji asase
so be head of Enedjo Mahama owohui ono kra unconstitutionally or transfer Mame Charlotte say from NCC to Electoral Commission which is a very unconstitutional.
Yes,
but ono kra timi ye because constitutional body untimi nyino untimi transfer no this one no resign and as ye no under article 146. But John Mahama transfer Mame Charlotte say from NCC to Electoral Commission.
Yes.
Obi anka hwe. Na enne Mame Chief Justice no ne subordinate ne wa transfer no. Yes enu ntie etimi gina so e di yi ni pedi. And NPP aban ba Judge for me wo makofie. Ebe from aba say you already. Say na mo here Professor Tefa. Professor Tefa. For retirement. Your friend ba say you need.
Tell her what you nonsense can count. Ya free ho.
Mo ba. NPP ba Ajaji for ni bi wono mo a they will record, they will be record. No ma say your madi because enyema e koso no e time.
It was a president Mahama. Some people ban ya kasa oba Sharifu se hwan. Sharafu se hwan. Na sasa woni utu kwan. Etu akora ne bachi na tuma be yode.
Enye ode. Na eya ne mehu say enkrofo bi gora onim NPP super NDC super majority no manya no. Unim no the great loser.
Why?
A+.
That's why he has failed it's insignificant.
Opa, o allegation no yetia you know. No, they'll just take him out of the caucus. No, they will take him out of the caucus because right now they don't need any independent MP to function. Absolute majority on between there on BBR. That's it, bro. Kajagum. Na
yenko. But me person busa question ba ko sa Zongo, Ashanti, Kremo, Kristo. Ankramofo ya Kristofo so busum Nyankopon ba ko.
Yeah.
Okay. Endi so bi ya kremoni, no bi ya Kristoni a yenso ndi osum Nyankopon ba ko. Kana Japan hwa na osum no. Kwase obi amfa Ghana ni bi amfa kwa dwundwum se kana Japan osum hwan. Because kana Japan nya kremoni, kana Japan nya Kristoni. Eti na si di fo na omaka kansa nkwasa asem se obi ya kremoni ntime ye ntwa ba ma no no. Mu nipa na mudi na chiri osum hwan.
Tama ni e rap no ni nipa ba ko na ni DM the prefer Christo crazy. Hey. Christo crazy. Ni din no. Enti me that's